It's 3:30 a.m. and I think I just saw my mail being delivered through the window. Anyway, I was training some quad falls the other day and I managed to fully rotate one. Have not done that before. You would be surprised how big of a skill gap there is. For getting the last 90 degrees of the forward twist, it's actually more than you would think. I mean, I didn't plan any of this, but I was just thinking, well, I guess I'm just gonna have to try to land on one leg and swing the other through. I mean, what else is there to do? And it actually would kind of work on the mat, but you know what makes me want to die though? The fact that half of these clips just lost their audio out of nowhere. I just came home and I was like, okay, I'm gonna look at the clips, and then I opened the video on my computer. I'm like, okay, there's no audio. Maybe if I put it into the editing program, there will be audio. Then I'm like, wait, there's still no audio. Okay, maybe I will play the video on my camera, and then I will hear the audio. It was just like a chain of hope, like, please let there be audio. But I kind of reached the source there, so you know, if there's no audio on the camera, there's not gonna be any audio. And I actually bothered to say something to the camera in real life. Could you believe that, right? I just lose the audio, so yeah. What? This session is so fun for me. I feel like I haven't reacted to a trick I've done in like 2 years. Yeah, that's why I thought it would be a good idea to have the audio. Well, anyway, that was definitely the best attempt I got. Opening up for the swing from quad full is definitely a crazy feeling. I got another one that kind of looks like a swing, but really both of my feet touch, so it's not really it. Definitely want to try this again at some point. I'm just gonna have to do a lot more. But honestly, I'm pretty happy about being able to twist significantly, measurably better than before. It's been quite a long time since I've been able to do that, so you know, I'm pretty glad about that. About a week ago, I traveled out to a shady part of town. Why would I do that? They have big floors. Constantly training with a space constraint, I'm gonna take every chance I can to go train on a bigger floor. And why have I never been there before? Did I not know about this place? Do I not know my own country, you might ask? Well, you see, they are a circus gym, so the communities are kind of separated. And also, I actually had no idea they do open gyms. So that was kind of news to me. I just heard, oh, they do open gyms. Well, I'm gonna be going. But I gotta say, well, maybe I really don't know my own country, because on the way back, I went through some kind of bus station that is very central to the city. I have never been there. Whole like underground, good looking infrastructure. I had no idea it even existed, man. Either way, they have a big foam block floor and a big spring floor. And the foam block floor actually feels really good. My first time being on a foam block floor, it's a lot better than I expected. It feels really nice. It's just soft, honestly. It's pretty great. Of course, for punch tricks, round off stuff, it's not really that great. But for swings and pops and everything, it feels very natural. So I'm definitely going to be going back to this place a couple more times. I didn't really do too much this session because I was feeling kind of owned. However, I did hit my first triple cork on a foam block floor. So I'm pretty happy about that. And if some of you guys watched my previous video, which was spamming triple corks, the spamming strategy has actually been successful, kind of. In that video, my triple cork land rate on floor was garbage. It was like 9%. I managed to get one session where I landed 40% of my triple corks on floor. So that's pretty good. I mean, it was 2 out of 5, so it's not a lot of attempts, you know, but it was pretty good, man. I've done a lot of full and back outs now, and I realized that I probably shouldn't be farming those anymore. I should actually try to do something harder. So instead of doing a backflip with 360 degrees and then another backflip, we're gonna do backflip with a 720 degrees and then another backflip. It's a very original idea that has not been done by anyone else previously. Sometimes I actually feel my tricking is so one-dimensional. Anyway, I didn't actually plan this one either. I just kind of remembered one day that, wait, I've been putting this off for about half a year, so I should probably do it. So I decided to do it today. Well, you know, not today, but the day that I did it. So even though I am starting on air track and I am surrounded with softness, you know, I still had to be careful about one thing, because the last time I tried this, I had the greatest technique. In fact, it was so great that I managed to miss my tuck. So I really wanted to make sure I would have that timing correct, because it's literally the only timing that actually matters in this trick. It's actually the only important timing. To me, full and back out and double full and back out are actually stupidly simple tricks technique-wise. I mean, you just have to punch and then hold. But Double full in requires you to be a bit more precise. First of all, you're doing the 2 twists in a straight shape. If we look at a backflip variation like the stall backflip, the base of that is an overflip backflip, because if you want to make it round in a very straight shape, you're going to have to add in more flip. Double full in is the same way, bases off an overflip double full. And the thing is that the straighter you are before tucking, the more speed you're gonna generate, because well, that's how centrifugal force works. So the whole trick is just way faster, because you have to overflip the double full, and then you're gonna tuck from a really straight position, so you're gonna do the second flip really fast. But the problem is, because you have to do an extra twist at the start, and the second flip begins kind of when you start falling down. And if you start a flip on the way down, you need a lot more height to complete it, unless if you were able to do a part of it on the way up. And that's the main difficulty difference between double full in and full in. It's like I always see this on triple backflips. First flip you go up, second flip you go down a little bit, and third flip you just go down so much. Like if you're doing triple backflip, you better have a lot of room for that third flip, man. The acceleration of gravity is just gonna have no mercy at that point, man. That's at least how I feel every time I try round off triple backflips. So perhaps I feel like I over prepared for this a little bit, because already some of the first sets look like I could easily do it. But you know, I have time, so you know, I don't really care. It was probably worth it to make sure I wasn't still bad. There's just some scraps clips from that same session. We were just doing some standing double fulls and I was doing some other garbage. But a serious problem was that one clip just randomly didn't have audio again. I don't know what's going on. Like when I realized that I didn't have audio, I was like, wait, am I stupid? I just looked up online. Does my camera have a secret button combination that just turns the microphone off? I didn't find anything, or maybe I didn't look deep enough. I don't know what's going on. Why is there no audio? What happened? It's like maybe it's something that happens when I switch batteries, or I don't really know what's going on. I have to figure this out. It's actually so cringe. I want to be losing audio just completely randomly. Maybe I should just go back to using the phone, man. Just record with the phone. This kind of stuff never happens. So much easier. So I actually went to sleep in between because it was pretty late. So that was actually a rare good decision from me. But now it's the next day. I guess one thing I could talk about is that my back has a weird kind of pain when I bend backwards, and it's only on the left side. It's like really subtle. It doesn't actually stop me from doing anything, but I feel like it's holding me back just a little bit, so I've been trying to fix that recently. So I'm doing a variety of exercises, mainly the 45-degree back extension and then some hip stuff. I haven't fully figured out how to fix it yet, but sometimes I luck out, and some days it feels almost pain-free. I can just feel the difference, how much more power output I can get in the tricks if I am fully pain-free. I mean, seriously. Training fully pain-free is like a different breed. It's so much better. So that's why I'm super motivated to actually figure out how I could fix my back completely, because then I would be 100% pain-free instead of being like, I feel like 90% pain-free, which I am right now. So that's definitely an objective for the near future. But you know what I'm more pumped about though? The fact that I just got an urge to make a video, which doesn't really come that often. It's probably pretty obvious, but yeah, the moment I get an urge to make a video, I better just sit down and record some stupid commentary, because otherwise it'll pass and then it'll be like another 2 weeks and I still haven't made a video. I mean, I always want to have at least some decent tricks in the video, something to resemble some kind of progression, which, you know, I guess that's not too hard to achieve. I'm training pretty often still. But yeah, sometimes that's another thing that holds me back from making a video. But yeah, I'm probably just lazy, man. Let's be honest. But you know what? I'm really not trying to be lazy with rehabbing my back, because for a long time, touchdown raise actually was slightly painful for me to do. Just the movement itself. I think it was my left hip that it was my right hip that always felt a bit of pain, especially if I did touchdown raise as the first trick of the session. Usually the first 3 or 5 would just be painful, because my body was not used to the movement, or there was some kind of missing dependencies or whatever. It wasn't functioning properly. I've managed to clear that, but yeah, the arching thing is kind of holding my touchdown raise back, and also I feel like it impacts standing backflips and gainer switches and all kinds of things actually just a little bit. So I really want to get rid of that. It would just be so great. Lately I've just been realizing that the lower back or hips area of your body is just, for me personally, it's always been the most important thing to get right for tricking. If my low back is not tight, I feel like I can move so much better. I feel like a lot of trickers always have knee or ankle issues. I've never really had many of those. Definitely trained my knees and ankles, but never had a serious problem with my knees or ankles. I did get jumper's knee at one point. That was a long time ago, like 5 years by now. I managed to fix it kind of fast by just doing wall sits, which I don't know where I found that exercise from, but that's what helped me. It just really pumped my quads, very much full of blood. I think all of that blood flow just helped the jumper's knee go away, and it never came back after that. So yeah, for me it's been mostly just low back stuff. And I mean, I've never really hurt my low back badly, it's just my low back gets tight. If I somehow manage to actively mitigate that and keep that area feeling good all the time, it makes things so much easier. It just feels a lot better to trick, just overall. I especially feel it for like front swings and gainer semi, which are moves where you basically have to bend forwards in the air, or double leg too, I suppose. It's like bending forward and touching your toes, but to a lesser extent and in the air. So that kind of messes with my low back sometimes. When my low back is not in a good state, doing those tricks is very difficult. Ironically, punching, which is the most high impact thing, becomes the only thing I can do well when my low back is tight. So that doesn't really make sense, because wouldn't that be just hurting it more? But apparently punches still work. Just everything that requires you to put one leg out, or just non-one-dimensional movements, cause problems. I feel like being a parkour athlete would be so much easier for this, because parkour is a much more one-dimensional sport. Maybe not anymore, because a lot of tricking is going into parkour now. You know, the kind of isn't that much difference anymore. All the sports are the same at this point. Like, I don't really care, man. I just do both anyway. Just I do a lot more tricking though, but I kind of do both. But yeah, whenever I only do parkour, I don't have any of the body problems that tricking creates. It's just doing front flips and back flips and side flips and round off, and everything's so one-dimensional and simple, and Kong vaults. It's just like my back never has a problem. It's great. Another thing that is super interesting about training the low back is because there are so many nerves there. It's not very much like training all the other parts of your body. For example, when I do the 45-degree back extension and I begin to reach my failure point, which is basically when it becomes really hard, at the end of the set, when I'm about to stop, I can feel the nerves in my teeth tingling. It's like you can really just feel the connections. And that might sound kind of eerie, but it's actually a pretty satisfying feeling. That's one of the exercises that gives me the most relief ever, because I can just feel the nerves probably all the way down to my toes, and also apparently my teeth, so I don't really know what's going on with that, but I can feel like there's more space, so that's just awesome. Something I've been trying to look out for with editing these videos is I have to actually zoom in on the clips quite a lot, because my camera lens is very wide angle, and when I realized that some people are watching the videos on their phone, it just looks terribly small. So I'm going to resize the preview on Adobe Premiere to roughly a phone size, and I'm actually putting some effort to crop the videos. The snow is melting super fast right now because it's been plus degrees for like 5 days in a row, which kind of never happens if I think back to the previous years. I mean, usually it's just, it gets positive for a little bit, then some of the snow melts and then it gets cold again. It comes in cycles, but this time it's just 100 hours straight of positive degrees, so the snow melts really fast. There's almost none left, which I'm really happy about, because whenever I take the bus to go anywhere, I can either take the road or I can take the shortcut, which is over a field, but the shortcut is unusable if there's too much snow. And sometimes I get cooked. For example, the quad full session at the start of the video, before that, when I got on a bus, I was kind of running late, so I had to take the shortcut, but there was a lot of snow, so let me just say my feet got absolutely destroyed. I mean, they were just fully soaked cold, so I had to somehow warm up. But you know, sometimes if you sleep really well and you feel like you've eaten enough food and whatever, I don't really know what constitutes it, but sometimes you just feel warm no matter what. And it was one of those days. This is one of those days, you're gonna be able to trick at least decently, So yeah, thankfully it was one of those days where like I don't really have to actually try to get warm. I really like those days, man. I really like the days when I don't have to even try. Let's go. This is at the very end of the video, but you gotta check this out. I got Scoot Quad full off of this box. I'm actually really proud of that. It's on the mats again. I don't know why I do so many stuff to mats these days, but yeah, I'm really happy I got that. That was actually super surprising for me. Scoot truly is the greatest setup. Scoot supremacy, alright. Hell yeah. This whole voiceover just kind of got me thinking that, well, summer is only 3 months away, which is pretty intense actually. I was not ready for that when I just realized that right now. But yeah, it's gonna be great. I think I'm gonna try to hit a grass session again in April. April's not that far away, you know. It's not that bad at all. So I guess I'm just gonna try to get as fast as I can in terms of tricks for the summer. But ironically, I always do my worst tricks during the summer and my best tricks during the winter for some reason, but I don't care. I'm still gonna try. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys.